Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Swashish and you are watching the fourth part of our user management system with Node.js, MySQL and Bootstrap. In our previous video, we have done till the front end part of our project. In this video, we are going to fetch data from our database and then we will show it in our website and going to perform an operation which is finding a username with his first and last name. So if you are excited, then give it a like to this video, and without any further ado, let's get started. Welcome back everyone, and if I go to my VS Code, inside the main.handlebars we have created our navbar, and inside the home.handlebars we have simply displaying the table of content of the user details. So if I now run this project, then you can see in my browser localhost 8081, as you can see a user is displaying here with its data. Here this data is a static data that we have put manually, but in this video we are going to fetch it from the database. So let's do it. So go to your VS Code and inside app.js, before performing that particular operation, we have to move this connection method to a new file so that we can manage our project properly. So cut this particular code, and inside our project we can create a folder as config file, config folder, config, and inside that create a file as config.js, and inside that we have to connect our database. So paste all the code, and now before connecting to database, first of all we have to require MySQL. So require here MySQL const MySQL equal to require, then MySQL. And now what we can do is we want to use this connection method outside this particular config.js file. So in order to do this particular connection method outside this file, we have to first export this connection variable. So right here module.exports equal to conf, and go to app.js, and here you can simply require this particular file require, and after that config, then config, and as you can see it is showing DB is connected. So now in this way you can create a separate file for your database connection methods, and then you can require that particular file in your main file. And now go to app.js and let's create some routes. And in the line number 22, you can see we have used a method called get with the help of app. So this is known as routing. So for that we have to create a separate file for all our routing so that our project will be fully structured. So for that you can create a folder in your project that can be as server, and inside that you can create another folder as routes, and here you can create a file as user.js, and here you have to set off the routes. So for that, first of all we have to require express. Right here const express equal to require require, then express, and after that right here const router equal to express dot router. Router is a function of express. So right here double parenthesis, and now you can simply copy the routes from app.js, copy this particular code, and you can paste it here, and instead of app we can write here router, and to use it we have to export also this router. So right here export, module dot exports equal to router, save it, and then go to app.js. Here we have to first import our this user.js file. So right here const router equal to require require, then go to the location of this router. So here we are, and now we can write here as app.use, then the first route, and after that the route name, which is router here, router, and I think I have missed something here, server, then routes. Okay, one file which is user, so place it and then save it, and as you can see DAV is connected. So let's see it is working or not. Go to the browser and refresh it, and as you can see it is working perfectly. So what we have done here is inside this user routes file, first we simply require the express module, and after that we are simply copy the express.router method into router variable, and likewise app.get method we are simply writing here router.get, and here we are giving a particular route which is the root route, and after that a callback function, and we can simply render the home, which is this particular file, and after that we are simply exporting the router variable. And inside the app.js, first we are requiring, then to use it we have to write like this. It means we're going to use this particular user router, which name is router here, in a root address. So I think you understood. Now one thing here we need to do is, whatever the logic of our operation, we have to create a separate file, because in this file only we will containing our all routes. So for the logic of operations we have to create a separate file inside the server directory. So for that we can write here controllers. This is nothing but middlewares, like some functions which are used during a operation, that it can validate that this operation should be performed or not according to its logic. So this is known as middlewares. Inside controllers we're going to create a lot of middlewares. So first of all, create a folder as controllers, and inside that you can create, so you can name it as user controllers.js, and inside this file we have to write all logics. Before that, first of all, we have to require the MySQL module. So for that, write here const MySQL equal to require MySQL, and after that we have to import the config.js con variable. So inside the user controller.js we can write as const con equal to require, and inside that you can give the config files location, which is // config and then config. To save it. Now let's write some queries for displaying our data from database to the browser. So for that, go to browser, and here you can search for MySQL node query. And you can click on the first link, and in this page you can find how you can use MySQL queries in Node.js. So scroll down below, and as you can find, with the help of con variable, we can simply call a method as query, and inside that we can pass the queries, and it will take a function which has three parameters, which is first one is error, then result, then field. Then, and if any error occurs, then it will simply throw the error, and if not, then it will simply process the query and give us the result. So to use it, we can simply copy this particular method, and you can paste it here. And to use it, what we need to do is we have to create a function here so that it can be work as a middleware for our user.js file. So for that, you can copy this particular function, and inside the user controller.js you can paste it here, and we can name it as exports dot view equal to, this is a particular function, so you can copy it here and paste it. And now we just need to move this rest.render inside of this function and save it. What is an error here? Okay, just remove this close bracket, and now okay, here we have to write double N. Now to use it, go to user.js, and now in this user.js, to use the middleware you have to first import the user controller.js. So right here const user controller equal to require, then you can write the path as controllers, then slash user controllers, and here you can give the middleware as user controllers, which method? View method, and close the bracket. And now as you can see, the server is running properly. And then save it again and go to the browser, and then refresh the page. Because something went wrong here. What happened? Just let me check here. Okay, I just typed here select star from users, which is the wrong one. So for that I have to give my table name, so where I have mentioned it. So here I can write it as users. Now save it, and then if I go to browser and refresh it, but as you can see, this data is not available in our database. So first of all, we just need to import some data. So for that, click on insert, and here ID will be auto incremented, so we don't need to worry about that. You can give a first name as Ram, then last name is Patel, and email as ram@gmail.com. and after that you can give a phone number as 123, comments as hello, and status as active. Okay, this is fine. Then click on go, and click on go to browse, and here you can see we have created two users as Ram. So let's change the second Ram as Shyam, then save it. Then we can add another user as, just copy it, and instead of Shyam we can here write it as Rahul, then save it again. And as you can see, we have created 3 users in our database. So let's show them in our web page. So for that, what we need to do is inside the user controller.js, if the query is successful, then we are simply rendering the home page, and here you can also pass the result. So right here, within the pair of curly braces, result, and now go to home.handlebars, and here inside the T body, if you worked with React, then you must use the function which is map function. Likewise, the map function, we have to write here two pair of curly braces and then put a hashtag, and then for looping we have to write here each, and then the variable that we have passed there, which is result. And to end this loop, we have to write here again two pair of curly braces and then slash each. And to use all the details of the user, here we have to write two pair of curly braces, and inside the first heading, the first column is for the first name, so we can write here this dot then first underscore name, and in this way we have to write for all the columns. So for last name we have to write last name, and after that the phone, this dot phone, and last one is email, so paste it and you can write it here as email, and then save it and go to your browser and refresh it, and as you can see, all the things of our database is showing here. Okay, one problem is that the ID is same in all the users. So go to your database and let's see what mistakes that we have done here. Inside the structure, we have put ID as auto increment. Okay, I got it. This is not a database problem. Here we have put the ID as 1. So to correct it, we have to also give here this dot ID. So now go to the browser and refresh it again. And now as you can see, the ID is showing 1, 2, 3. First name is showing Ram, Shyam and Rahul. We have not given any last name. Okay, we have given the last name. So what is the wrong here? Here we have to give last name, save it and refresh it. And as you can see, all the details is showing here. So displaying result from the database to the web browser is successful now. I hope you all have understood. Now it is the time to do a task which is searching a particular user from our database. And inside the user controllers, you can also write another function which is find function. So for that, you can write here find, and after that, here we have to write a query. Select star from users where first underscore name, then you can use a keyword which is like, then question mark, or last underscore name like, then question mark, and then you can use a comma here, and after that a pair of square brackets, and inside that the percent symbol. Then inside that you can write the search item, which you're gonna get through the body parser. So you can write here as search item, and then again a percent symbol, and after that comma, and then you just need to copy this again here, copy this and paste it, and after that you can put a comma here. So what we have written here is we're simply collecting all the details from users where the first name or the last name is search item or search item. This search item is for this first name and this search item for this last name, and this percent means there can be any letter or any word before this particular item, and this means there can be any word after this particular item. And for this also the same, we have not defined the search item yet, so let's define it here. So write here as const search item equal to request dot body dot search. This is the search field name. Let's say we have given the search field name or not. So go to main dot handlebars, and here we have to give a name to this search field. So write here as name equal to search, then save it, then go to user controllers, and here we have just incorrect the spelling, search. Okay, now the server is running perfectly, but it is not completed yet. Like we do for this view middleware, we have to also require this particular find middleware inside this user routes. So go to user.js, and here you can copy this router.get method again, and here instead of this view you can write as find, and then save it. And one thing I have missed is go to the user controller.js, and okay, everything is fine I think. So save it and then go to the browser, refresh it, everything is fine. So let's search for RAM. Click on search. Okay, I think I have missed something. Inside this user.js, which is our routes, we have to use post method so that we can get the value that user input through inside the main.handlebars, this search icon's name, and we can get the value through the body parser which we have used in the user controller.js in the 18 number of line. And in this way we can get the search item from user, and then we can use this search item in our query to get the specific result. Save it and then go to the browser and refresh it again, and now here you can search for RAM and then click on search. Okay, it didn't work, so just need to go to user controller.js. Okay, let me check my main.handlebars. I have used input class name equal to search. I have used the body parsers also. So here I have used a form, and here I have not used any method. So here I have to use a method called post. Right here, method equal to post, and now I think it will work properly. So now refresh it, and now if I search here for RAM, then hit enter. Okay, it's showing as RAM. If I search for Patel, then it should display all the three users because all three have common last name, which is Patel. So as you can see, it is showing here. And if I search for Rahul, then it is also showing Rahul. One thing that we can add in our query, which is in the browser, let's say Rahul has done some illegal activity and now we want to block this Rahul. So for that we can write its status as not active, then not active, and now the data of Rahul is still in our database, but it will not show in our web browser. So for that, what we need to do is go to the VS Code, and inside the user controller.js, whenever you're writing a query, we can simply write here as where status equal to active. So now it will search for only the users which have status as active. So save it and go to the browser and refresh it. I think I have missed something, where status equal to active. Okay, I just forgot to give the inverted comma here, and save it. Now refresh it again. And now as you can see, it is showing only Ram and Shyam. So I think you all have got to know that how we can display all the data from our database to the browser, and how we can search for a particular user's first name or last name. So this is all about this video, and in our next video we are going to perform some operations like edit and delete. So if you are liking this series, then give it a like to this video, and we will meet in our next video. Till then, keep coding and keep hustling.